This is the Leica M247, or basically the Leica monochrome. A camera that I've been using now for a year, over a year actually, and within that time I've got pretty frustrated with the rangefinder experience. And in this episode I'm going to share with you what my frustrations are, how it nearly brought me to selling this camera, and in the end I finally got a solve. Well, actually two solves. Yeah, so if you're having this rangefinder frustration like I have, let me explain what that really is for those of you who are seasoned shooters watching, or those of you who are contemplating on buying a Leica rangefinder camera. My biggest problem with the Leica rangefinder is the rangefinder and aligning it. And that depends largely on the focal length that we're actually using. So for 28, 35 and 50, it works fine. I only have the 35 and 50mm lenses like this one, and it works fine. There's no problem. Yes, it takes a bit of tweaking in the beginning, but I was on my way and I was enjoying myself. Until a certain stage where I noticed that I suffered quite a bit from eye fatigue. After 1 or 2 hours, you're continuously squinting, trying to align the two patches. And that became a bit of a thing, but it's easily solvable. I just bought a little diopter, which is basically a little magnifying glass which you mount on the back of the camera. So from that point of view, there wasn't really an issue. But the more I started shooting rangefinder, the more I got a little bit frustrated that I couldn't always quite align depending on the light. I couldn't really align the rangefinder patches. So what I basically did was have my rangefinder recalibrated. Took away a bit of the strain and the annoyance, but in essence it still wasn't really satisfying. And especially when I started shooting with the 90mm lens. My big huge has like 600 or 700 gram thing, which is nearly impossible to shoot with, but I did get a few good pictures out of it. But my frustrations grew and grew to a certain extent that at a certain stage I was really contemplating a couple of weeks ago selling my M246 and maybe upgrading or replacing it by a Leica Q2 monochrome. You know, I wasn't quite ready for it, to be very honest, so I started trying focusing via the actual display, which really, yeah, you can do it, but this camera is relatively heavy. You're standing there and it's simply not a really satisfying experience. And that's why we shoot M cameras, is basically because we enjoy a digital body with analog focusing. It kind of gives it both of, it gives us the experience for both worlds. And it really brought me to that point of, should I sell it and should I altogether quit Leica? And then I remembered, there is an episode here a few years ago where I bought my first Leica, a Leica TL or Leica T. Magnesium alloy body, absolutely wonderful camera. In terms of aesthetics, a bit backdated, so I decided to sell them. But with that came this, the Leica VISOFLEX EVF2, which is very simple. You mount it on your camera and allows you to have a viewfinder. And all of a sudden, ever since I started using this in combination with the rangefinder, all of a sudden my entire experience changed. And I know for many of the seasoned Leica users, this is a simple thing that everybody knows. I didn't. I did see the contact on the M246, but never considered actually using it. And ever since I have, my experience has completely changed. The punching in, which you can do by using the function button here, combined with this is really more of a peaking experience, but it has actually given me back my joy in using a rangefinder Leica camera. And I just wanted to share this with you because I guess I'm not the only one. So please let me know in the comments below what your experiences are. And this was a quick and dirty as usual. See you next time.